Ben, having had 48 hours to digest Saturday's game, what do you take from it that you can take into Newport game on Tuesday night?
Confidence for sure, lots of positives in the game, but saying that, I think Tuesday will be a very different type of game, so I don't think it will translate directly. We're going to have to do a lot of different things in terms of what threats that they pose, but we then need to show the same quality that we showed and instill our game as much as we possibly can. So, really pleasing to get the 3 points on Saturday, and a great game, a crazy game in many ways, but a big 3 points for us, and now it's about following that up.
Yeah, and how do you go about when you talk to the squad afterwards, not immediately afterwards, but today maybe, the fact that we won the game and got the 3 points, got the job done, but you're talking about keeping clean sheets at one end, and that didn't happen. So how does the balance go on that? Yeah,
the important thing is that we won, especially seeing the game through at the end, and as I said after the game, the spirit, the togetherness, the work rate, the support, was huge in that as well. Saw us through, but their goals, 11v11 before the sending off, the goals were moments. It wasn't, when I'm looking at the game back, it wasn't like they were carving us open, as causing us a certain type of problem. It was just moments that we didn't defend well in. So we've got to maintain the good parts of that and just make sure that our concentration levels, our focus, our organisation is good across the entire game. Notts County posed a certain type of problem with how they play. Newport will pose very different threats and very different problems, but we need to still have that same concentration and determination not to concede. That will be important Tuesday night for sure.
Yeah. Are we still in an early enough part of the season where you have to go into every game kind of trying to get your game going and concentrate on the opposition, what they do?
I think it's always both. We'll never be arrogant enough to go, we're just going to play our game and not watch the opposition and not know what they're all about. We've analysed Newport in depth, as we do with every team. We know what they're good at. We know the way that they will try and play the game. We've also looked and highlighted where we think they've got certain weaknesses or areas that we can expose. And we need to try and make the game as much about us and our type of game rather than their type of game. And that's always a challenge in every game. And they, in my opinion, deserved at least a point Saturday at Salford, at least a point on the balance of the game and what was created, and some decisions not going their way. So they'll be taking that frustration into the game Tuesday. They play with high energy and spirit for sure, and determination, and they've got quality. So we know we're going to have to play really well, but we want to build on Saturday and make sure that we're picking up a positive result and keeping that momentum.
Yeah, and you mentioned confidence there. I mean, the lads that scored their first goal for the club on Saturday, 3 of them for the first time for a long while, they must be going into this one as confident as you could possibly get them.
Yeah, well, Cam won't be, unfortunately. I think the whole group can take confidence from Saturday from the way that we played and the way that we're progressing. Some of our football on Saturday was brilliant. It was top class. I think epitomised by the 5th goal, right from Owen. I think 95% of goalkeepers are just kicking that in the stand, and he's brave enough and confident enough to Cruyff come back out and pass the ball, and that built the attack. We work it through the pitch, and it's a brilliant finish from Reedy. So, we're getting braver. We're showing more courage all the time. We're getting more together as a group. Hopefully we just keep getting better and better now. That's the aim.
Yeah, and this morning we've seen Figra Kelleher out there on the grass doing some work. Is he probably going to be the next one that's fitting back into the squad? Because you mentioned a few might be back by the end of October. Yeah,
I think we've got 6 injured. 5 are due back this month of October. I think there'll be 2 back before Kells. I expect Tom Dallison and Awur Edwards to be back before him. And Nico Lawrence is also progressing really well. John Akinde's a little bit different. It's just a case of it settling down and him being pain-free. So that could be a couple of days, it could be a week, it could be 2 weeks. It's just one of those ongoing ones. So we've not really got a time frame on John, but we expect him to be back this month for sure. And as I say, the other 4, it'll only be Enis Ayandolo that won't be back in October, I would guess.